Hello, Aquarius. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Gilded Tarot by Cyril Marchetti. There is a website, llewellyn.com. It's at the bottom there. There's also a companion book by Barbara Moore. If you're interested, it came in this version of this deck. Supportive Oracle Cards, Spellcasting Oracle Cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lizbeth. There's some websites here. The She Who Is Art is one I always talk about, but there's a couple other websites. If you're interested, just go ahead, freeze frame, and use that information as you see fit. Okay, what do we have for Aquarius? Ooh. I don't know why we're having it's okay. I don't know about this other side all of a sudden. I don't know. I think it's more about what you want than anything else. I mean, you know, but there's a change, big change. I feel like I'm stepping away. Are you stepping away from somebody, or are you just? I don't even know if you're stepping away from them as much as they're just not around. And I'm very caught up in like, do I like this or not? Do I want this to happen or not? I seem to go back and forth, like I'm batting it back and forth. Like, do I want this to go this way, or do I not want this to go this way? The thing is, somebody's like detached from you. I don't know. I don't feel like it's you stepping away from them. And I don't feel like you have to make an effort to not talk to them. I feel like if you'd want to talk to them, you'd have to make the effort to go search them out. And I feel like it's just like, just not doing that. Just not searching them out. Just not tracking them down. Which for some of you, I feel like the challenge for some of you is like, this might be a business connection. Maybe even somebody you work with. But I do feel like less is more. I just feel like there's a distance here. And I feel like I'm letting that distance be. It does feel like it's the better way to do this. But I keep questioning, like, is this a good way to do this? Is this a good idea? Chloe! This person blocks things. I mean, it doesn't have to be a business thing, but if it is, this person blocks a lot. This person is holding... I don't want to say they're holding you back. I want to say that things don't go as well as they could. How's that? So, I don't know, because it's almost like I'm questioning if it holds you back or holds other people around you back. Something like that. Like, technically you get what you want still, but then you're seeing other people are affected in a negative way, and it's kind of like, well, I don't really want those people affected in a negative way. So, I don't know. This energy is very... It's got a damper to it. It's very, like, not wanting to move forward. What is trying to come in? Because I feel like that energy, as long as we keep working at trying to keep this going, it prevents something else from coming in. What is that? You got the Ten of Wands and the Nine of Wands. It's the reconstituting of what needs to happen. It's kind of like until we finally let this finish out and complete, we can't go through the grieving process. I think that's what it's holding back. When I'm seeing the 9 and 10, it's very stressful, but it's good. Like the 10 of Wands is stressful, high stress, but technically it's good. At least the way I read it, it just seems like it brings in success. It's just there's a lot of stress to get there, a lot of stress. But at least when you're going to put in all that effort, at least it goes somewhere. So, you know, that's something. But I feel like what we're holding back here is the grief of letting it go, the grieving of letting it go. And by continuing this going, it's just we're holding off the inevitable, and we can't get into the next phase until we not only let it shut down. That's part one. Just letting it shut down is part one. And then two, going through all those emotions. There was a face down card coming in here. What is this? travel. There's more work to be done. I feel like there's a whole new long-term investment coming in. Could be an investment in a person, just to be fair. It doesn't have to be monetary. It might even be, I don't know, allowing a whole new circle of friends or circle of acquaintances, whatever that means. You know, because maybe they're not friends, maybe they're co-workers, or maybe they're connected in some weird way. So it's like you wouldn't technically count them as friends, but a whole new group of people, whole new grouping of people. And I feel like I'm looking at this and I'm like, there's so much work has to go into getting to know and fitting in or not fitting in, or at least understanding what's going on and dealing with this and dealing with that. There's so much more work that has to be put into making this next section come in. It's just kind of like, I don't know if I like it. You know what's ahead of you. I think that's part of it. And it's kind of like, if I let that go, I have to get over it, but then I have to allow something else in, and I'm kind of like really reluctant to let something else in. The thing is, by letting the something else in, you have the chance to really build something beautiful. And it's hard. This is hard for some reason, because I feel like I can do it, but I'm like, do I want to do it? It's almost like selling a house, really loving that house, not wanting to really move, but feeling like for some reason I have to move. So it's almost like, again, this could be job related, kind of like, you know, I'm moving 500 or more miles away. I'm not going to commute 500 miles to my job. So I have to sell this home, which I really love, and I have to get over that. And then then I'm like, do I want to buy a whole new home? Do I want to get into something and start to love it again? And then possibly have to get rid of that too. Even though it would be worth it, all the work that goes into it, it makes me wonder if I really want to do it. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. It seems very daunting. Feels very daunting. But there's more blessings. There's new blessings. The thing is, Aquarius can do a lot with things. Like, you can do a lot, but it's kind of like, yeah, but do I want to? I keep doing that. Like, I didn't really want to leave this last situation, but I had to. Or I didn't really want to walk away from this last situation, but I had to. I don't know if I want to put the effort into a whole new situation. I don't know. But blessings are here. Like, there's more coming in for you. I do think that's the hitch, though. Letting this end, then grieving it, and then deciding if I'm going to build something somewhere else or create something somewhere else. And it's like, I'm just so, like, I feel like they're saying the advice is to create something new and to go towards that and to center on that. By doing that, you add value to your life. Things will turn up again. Things will feel good again. Especially once you're in that position, you'll feel that way again. And I almost feel like Aquarius would immediately say, well, yeah, I know when I'm there, I'll feel that way. But the trip getting there is annoying, and I don't know if I want to do it. I know when I get there, I'll enjoy it. Well, yeah, obviously. But the trip there, I don't know if I want to spend the time on the trip there. I mean, it's completely up to you. But the advice here is to do it. To move forward. The High Priestess is here. Is this a High Priestess? Yeah. I feel like I feel exposed, and I'm kind of like, I want to enjoy it. I don't know. For some reason, I'm really having a hard time letting this go. But they are giving, like, if you do this, you'll balance in the good and the bad. It'll take a bit of work, but, like, if you don't do it, maybe that's a better way to look at it. If you don't do it, you'll hit that moment like, well, if I had done it, I would be happy now. But since I didn't do it, I'm not happy now. So it's kind of like that, if that makes sense. Kind of like, I can be unhappy now and unhappy later, or I can be unhappy now and happy later. That's kind of how they're trying to show it to you. It's up to you whether you do whatever you do. All right, I'm going to do one more card because there's something that's not quite clear yet. Ooh, okay, so in case you didn't realize, like, there's something really good coming in. Really, really, really good. You can't get to, like, you have to first get here, put in the effort, make something nice, make something beautiful again. So it's like unhappy now, happy later. Once you're happy later, then something extra comes in after that. If you don't get the first level of happiness, you can't get the second level of happiness, is what I'm getting. So it's kind of like, I feel like the Lovers does feel kind of like, the Lovers talks about Gemini energy that is compatible with Aquarius. So there's something extra coming forward, but it's kind of like, we're going to use the house analogy again. I had to sell that house, didn't really want to, but I'm going somewhere else. If I buy a new house, put the effort into creating that new house, it's almost like the house had this opportunity because like maybe there's a big farm, maybe there's a pole barn that came with it or something. Oh, now that I have that, now I could have horses here. Wait, you want to have your horse here? Like maybe you're seeing somebody or somebody in your family has horses and they're like, this creates an opportunity like, well, I do like horses. Oh, look, that's a possibility. I wasn't thinking that. I mean, it was a nice pole barn. I knew it could be used for that, but I wasn't expecting to use it for that. But since I love horses and this opportunity is here, I'm glad that's here because now I have the pole barn. I can have these horses. If I didn't have this property, if I didn't invest in this property, I wouldn't have had the pole barn. I wouldn't have been able to take on these horses that I love. I hope I made sense with that. Because that's the Lover's card coming out after. Like, even more possibilities are there, but you have to be on point with it. If you get that far, and you, for example, say you rent instead of get your own home, you don't put your own money into it, and somebody's like, oh, I have horses. Do you want these horses? And you're like, I live in an apartment. I can't do horses. Like, I don't know if you want to rent a place out for it, but you know what I mean? It's kind of like maybe technically you could board them somewhere, but I feel like that wouldn't be nearly the happiness that you could expect, nearly the happiness you would have. Are we good? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below at the same email. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.